You want to turn your pain into power? Good. But before you can do that, you have to actually feel the pain. I tell you guys all the time, turn your pain into power. Use your pain as fuel, as motivation to push you forward. And some of you guys tell me, I don't know how to do that. In psychology, this is called sublimation. In philosophy, Nietzsche called it transmuting your pain and suffering into power. So how do you do this practically? Before you can turn your pain into fuel, to fuel your ascent, you need to feel it fully and you need to be fully present. That means you have to stop stimulating yourself with dopamine spikes. So, practical step, you need to do a 24-hour dopamine reset. You fast, no food, no calories, just black coffee, mineral water with sea salt for hydration. No scrolling on your phone. Turn your phone on black and white. The color of your phone stimulates your dopamine. No porn, obviously, and fapping. No socializing. If you're not eating food, which stimulates dopamine, you can already tell the other stuff you shouldn't be doing. This resets your brain, and your brain will naturally tell you what you should do, and it'll naturally feed you the motivation to do what you know you need to do. All you have to do is remove the bullshit and the stimulation. In this video, I'm going to tell you the exact protocol you can use to do that. So, if you don't know me, my name is Edwin G. I teach men the brutal truth of female nature, but more importantly, I help men rebuild and recover after heartbreak, after divorce, and I teach them how to use their pain as fuel to drive their ascent, their rebirth. You need to destroy your old self. This is what the pain is supposed to do. That's why it has to be a deep pain. This is why I focus on men going through divorce and heartbreak, because this is like the deepest pain you can feel. Men love so deeply. Men love very differently than women. I have a video on that. I'll put a link. But the way men love, we love very romantically and deeply. And when that relationship ends, this causes so much pain and devastation. And this is the intense kind of pain that can propel you much higher. You can rise like a phoenix because of this. Because this destroys you. And it destroys the weak part of you so you can build back stronger than you were before. But what if you're in pain but you have no motivation? It's like a dull pain and you have no energy or drive to do the things you know you have to do. Well, that's where this protocol comes in. You have to strip away all the distraction that's numbing the pain and feel the full weight of your existential angst. So most people, they go through their life never considering the situation they're actually in, that they're mortal beings, that they will die. Many people comfort themselves with this illusion of an afterlife. This is just a way to just put it out of their minds so they don't have to think about that they're gonna die. But as a man, you need to think about this quite often. This keeps you on your path, knowing you will die. When you know you will die, and this is at the top of your mind, and you feel the pain of unrealized potential, you have a limited amount of time in this world. And when you do dumb shit like scrolling on your phone, watching porn, eating junk food, just sitting on your fat ass watching TV, you know deep down how bad this is because the clock is ticking. You will die. and you're just wasting your existence. You know you're wasting it. And this is that feeling of pain. But this is like a dull pain. It's not enough to motivate you to change. So what we have to do is stop distracting ourselves with dopamine spikes for 24 hours. And this cleansing process, this will give you the clarity, this will lift the fog, and your brain will naturally start coming up with goals, and you will naturally get the motivation to do the actions to get to those goals. And this will give you momentum, and this will give you a feeling of vitality, and you will want to continue on this path. So 24 hours, no distractions, no TV, no scrolling on your phone. Your phone's on black and white. If you've ever had your phone on black and white, it's like black and white images. It's usually the images that is what's setting off your dopamine spikes. You're not eating food. You're fasting for 24 hours. This is super healthy physically, but also it clears your mind. So it's really good mentally. You have a lot more energy. I'm actually in a lot of pain right now. I have an like blockage in my ear. I can't hear out of my right ear right now. I haven't been able to hear out of my right ear for like 6 days. I have an appointment today with the ENT finally. But I'm in a lot of pain, so I'm doing a 48-hour fast. I'm about 40 hours into it. There's about 8 hours left. And my mind is so clear right now because when you eat food, especially junk food, not only does it spike your dopamine, but to digest any food requires energy. So when you're not eating, when you're not consuming calories, only black coffee and mineral water with sea salt for hydration. When you don't eat food, that energy can be used by your brain. So, and you just feel so much motivation to do things. And you save so much time not cooking food, not feeling lethargic after eating, like resting and digesting, not cleaning the dishes. So you have all this extra time to do more. And fasted exercise feels amazing. This is kind of besides the point, but doing fasted sprints can boost your human growth hormone like 2,000%, which is super useful if you're cutting. If you want to lose body fat while preserving muscle, that human growth hormone boost is very useful for that. But yeah, you just don't spike your dopamine for 24 hours. So I told you what not to do. No porn, no scrolling, no food of any kind. What can you do? Journaling. You want to eventually, you will start to get ideas, but you should just journal how you feel about any goals or ideas that come to mind during this 24-hour fast and dopamine detox. What else can you do? You can meditate. So just doing nothing, basically. I mean, meditation is more than doing nothing. It's training your focus. So you focus on your breath, and when your focus is distracted, you refocus. And this training, this is very beneficial. But if you don't meditate or journal, just exist. Just sit and look out the window, or just like look at the wall and think about your life and your existence. Think about the big questions. Reading books, reading nonfiction, or you can just read anything. Just make sure you don't read on your phone. Read a real physical book. Walking in nature, this is fine. This can get your mind working and stimulate some ideas. But yeah, the main thing is just sit in silence. Just sit in silence. No music, no distraction, and just exist. This is how humans used to live most of their life, just sitting in silence, maybe enjoying nature or something. But what we're doing is we're removing all the bullshit modern dopamine spiking activities, like any kind of screens, any kind of pleasures and comforts, we're removing that. This is the stuff you're using to keep yourself away from the pain. And so how can you use the pain for fuel when you keep masking and numbing the pain with all these distractions and comforts? Eating, sex, porn, screen stimulation, scrolling, doom scrolling. All of this just distracts you. And people are in a constant state of distraction and sedation. And by doing this 24-hour reset, you are just removing yourself from this fog. You're lifting the fog of modern distraction so you can focus on what really matters, which is clarifying your vision for your life, your mission, your purpose, and then taking action on that. And the way you take action, you need to get your dopamine from taking action on your goals, from doing your work. This is where you get your dopamine. If you're getting your dopamine from alcohol and sex and weed and video games and porn, that spikes your dopamine way too high. You're not going to have the motivation to do lower dopamine activities like your work, like reading, meditating, going to the gym. All this stuff can give you dopamine, but it's not giving you enough dopamine compared to all the modern bullshit that you keep engaging in. And just journal about this. Journal about what you're thinking and feeling and your ideas. Put pen to paper. You should all be journaling. And this is what sublimation is about. It's uncovering your true will, your will to power. We all have a will to power. That's what everything is. And it's not like power in a specific terms. It's just like thriving. This is what power means. We all want to thrive and grow and ascend. We want to overcome resistance. This is where fulfillment and true happiness comes from. It's not from being comfortable and feeling pleasure. It's not from hedonism. We all know that is empty and meaningless. Fulfillment comes from challenge and overcoming that challenge. It comes from achieving goals and getting new goals and achieving those goals and constantly growing and evolving and progressing. That feeling of progress, of getting stronger and more powerful in the world. This is true fulfillment. This is happiness. And all the modern conveniences, all the modern comforts and pleasures, this all detracts from that. Comfort, pleasure, money, luxury, all this stuff is just completely empty, and it's a distraction from true fulfillment, which is achieved through struggle and challenge and your power increasing as you get better and better at overcoming challenges. So you need to self-impose challenge. And step 1 is fasting and removing all dopamine spikes. Take a cold shower, meditate, do these are like things that make your dopamine dip lower. And then when it goes back up to baseline, this is your motivation that can fuel whatever work tasks you need to be doing to achieve your goals. If you're in pain, don't mask it. Don't drink it away. Don't date it away. Don't scroll it away. Sit with it. Really feel it and use it. Forge yourself in the fire. I always come back to the phoenix metaphor. Let your weak self burn to ashes and rise up stronger and ascend higher than you've ever thought possible. And if you're going through the pain of divorce, as was my case 3 years ago, and you need my help rising above the pain, destroying your soft, weak self and becoming stronger than ever before, link in the description for my one-on-one coaching. Like this video if you like it. Leave a comment if this helped you, or if you can relate to this idea of sublimation and transmuting pain into power. And let me know if you guys are confused about anything we covered in this video, so I can clear it up in the next video. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested in these topics, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Shh.